our first major trip away in the patrol and not the ute. It's like our first camping trip without the Colorado in like, I don't know, 7 years. Yeah. We've had that car for 7 years, so probably about that long.
Yeah, about 6 hours from home. It's kind of not close to anywhere. So had to come up through Armadale, which is a fair run from our place.
And yeah, we're in a tent for the first time since we were about 22.
It doesn't happen often, so here we go.
Actually really looking forward to it, back to a bit more of a, I would say a basic camp setup, but I'd be lying, we have everything.
Yeah, but come and check it out and hopefully we can catch some fish.
See how we go. Okay, and we are through the access gate.
We are, and this is where it might get interesting. Engage low range, warning, steep grade. Yeah, this could be fun.
Let's see how we go. Let's see if we can get to camp first. And this is site number 10.
We are here. We made it. We didn't die.
Look,
they're not. Yeah,
they're not joking when they say that's a steep ascent.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to do it
if you do not have a four-wheel drive with a decent low range.
You're allowed, but you probably don't need a heap of clearance. Like, it wasn't rugged as such. It was just very, very steep.
Yeah, so you need good brakes and good low range.
Make sure your brakes are good. Make sure you got low range, and you'll be sweet.
But yeah, it's really cool. Like, the campsites are sort of down off the road a bit, so no one can really.
Yeah, the river's just not far that way.
Little picnic table, very poor fire pit, very, very poor fire pit.
It's on the ground, we can float it up around it, it'll be fine.
Yeah. And yeah, straight down to the river.
That's fun. You don't see that often.
Oh, that is handy.
Camp oven thing.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a little bit of river just here too.
Yeah.
The main river's a bit further that way.
Okay, let's get set up, eh? And that's up pretty well set up.
More intricate than we normally go, huh?
It really is. It shows what we had to compensate for not having the camper trailer. And look, we went a little overboard because we do have our little baby tent. Anyone is actually wants a tent for tent camping, awesome. Wanderer Criterion. It is an instant-up tent, and I swear to God, less than 5 minutes.
Yeah, not even really that expensive.
No, I think we paid about 120 bucks from it. It was on special at BCF, but I don't think it was like an exaggerative special. You could do it by yourself. Like, anyone out there, like a single person and a kid or just a couple, really, really nice tent. And we have camped in it once before at Foster and it withstood a pretty decent storm. So, pretty good. We have the Oz Trail gazebo hub, which seems to have gone up all right. It was, you know what, I lie. It was the most difficult part of the entire setup.
Yeah, thanks, Mads.
But it's up. Everything else is out and ready. So, standard national park rules, obviously no cutting firewood. But, yeah, back at the little picnic area, you've got your drop toilets. You can't really see it, but that little building just there. Standardized picnic tables and their Ranger supply. Yeah, but they don't look too bad. They're good for cooking and stuff. And you're not terribly far from a state forest. So you can just, if you're willing to take on the access track, yeah, head off into the state forest and get your own wood too. Little information board tells you all the bits and bobs about this general spot and national park. Yep. So we've got, we are this one here, I believe. 10, 11, 12, 13, you reckon? 10.
Oh, they're weird. I'm pretty sure we're that one.
We're that one, okay. We're one of those ones down the bottom there anyway. But as you can see, they are super well spaced. So if you want to come somewhere that has a little bit of a, you know, what do you call it? Isolated vibe about it.
Yeah, remote.
Yeah.
That's probably a good word.
So I got super excited by the little bass pictures.
Yeah, we have a few.
And then yeah, just all your, you know, your standard rules. Don't leave rubbish. Obviously no pets. Don't collect firewood.
Bass are one of those species that are a bit fragile, so if you are going to come up here and chase them, look after them and let them go.
Yeah, and obviously between June 1st and August 1st they cannot be taken. Generally they're a catch and release species anyway.
But that's everywhere, not just here.
Yeah. Fire started. Giles cracked a ginger beer. Alcoholic, but
Happy days.
yeah. So relaxing.
It is. You hear another crew coming down on the radio. Sounds like they're having a bit of fun.
Yeah, don't forget if you are coming down into this campsite, you have to have UHF on channel 10, just in case you have.
Just call out before you come down, make sure no one's coming up.
Yeah.
Because there's like maybe 2 spots you can let someone pass. That's where it switches back, so about the only spot you'd let someone pass.
Otherwise it's going to be a really long, scary reverse for someone.
Yeah, it's too steep to be playing them games.
Yeah. Yeah, make sure you've got your UHF and make sure you're courteous. Very standard, can't be bothered. First night at camp dinner, toasted sandwiches, cup of tea for me. That is if Joel can manage to get the gas bottle connected to the gas stove. The spanner we have bought's a little bit seized up. I'm sure he'll manage. Yeah, that's us. We've had a long drive, took us about 6 hours to get here. And yeah, set up, got wood, got everything else. So even though it's only probably like 7 o'clock, we're gonna have some dinner and wind down, get ready for bed. Come back with a whole new set, Dylan. Should do the job.
Probably not.
I hope so. And lazy camping dinner 1 is served. Good job, honey.
This just blew our minds.
Mucking around with the camera, playing around with it. Giles trying out different settings on it.
It's 9:30 at night.
So
It's pitch. Well, it's not pitch black. Moon's out.
like it's a full moon, but it's very dark.
But. We've got 25 seconds, so it's a long shutter speed, but basically a daylight picture.
Can you bring it back up, please? But that's the photo.
That's blown
just
our
took?
mind.
I swear to God, you wouldn't take that clear of a photo broad daylight.
But anyway,
That was our little fucking
this mightn't be mind blowing to
other people,
better photographers out there,
but it sure was to us. Bit of a quick on the go brekkie this morning.
Bit of banana bread.
Yeah. Homemade banana bread for Joel and a coffee.
Yeah.
I'm having apple and cinnamon muffin and tea. Joel's already rigging his rod up and ready to go.
Hopefully there's some bassy.
A little bit cloudy this morning, but just still so bloody beautiful.
Yeah,
When
nice.
you look at the tent, at all of this, you know it's a good campsite. Ready for a bass fishing adventure, honey?
Yep. And go see if we can...
Oh, see, look, the little rock wallaby. Can you see him?
I can hear him. Oh yeah, he's only a little fella.
I don't think you'll be able to see him on the camera. He's a little bit further away, but we've been hearing him rustle about on the other side of the river for a while, trying to work out what he was.
Very steep. You definitely want to be a rock wallaby.
Yeah. Oh, look, there he goes.
Yeah, go try and catch a bass.
Is it the Oxley River or is it the Oxley Wild River? Because it's the Oxley Wild River
Oxley
National
Wild
Park.
Rivers National Park. This is the Chandler River. Flows into the Macleay, not far down there.
Well, why is it called the Oxley Wild Rivers then?
Because there's lots of wild rivers.
Yeah, but where's Oxley come from?
Probably John Oxley. Same guy that found Port Macquarie and whatnot. Finally hooked one. It's only a little fish, but we're on. Finally. What do we got? Feels like a little bassy. It is. That cast felt good. It's right up in that little V. It's not a huge fish, but it's a nice little wild fish. They play up in that current.
And is there even a JSA camping trip unless it pours down rain? I'm glad we came back from bass fishing, but okay, unfortunately that storm front came with a hell of a lot of wind, and since there was no wind protected, we were a little bit haphazard with our tying downs, and we just did the feet over our gazebo, and the wind picked up the entire gazebo and flipped it over on top of me very briefly.
It was not a good time.
Joel thankfully found some superhuman strength and flipped it back over off of me, but we both got soaked.
And we kind of bent the corner of our gazebo a little bit.
But look, shockingly, it was just one corner.
Yeah.
Like it was over, and it was just the one corner. So I'm pretty happy with that.
One gust of wind down, like there's no wind now.
Yeah. Yeah. Weird. We're both wet and we're both cold, and Joel's doing his best to fix said problems. Never have I wanted my camp trailer more in my life, but honestly, all in all, everything worked out fine. So, no big deals. Hopefully. And then the traditional bush symbol of we've had a wet day at camp, she's drying by the fire. Hopefully we'll get the insoles of them all dry and ready to go for tomorrow. Hey honey?
Yep.
No, well, Giles too busy worried about Tetrising his perfect cooking wood into a unperfect pile.
Cooking wood, good wood, random wood.
We have a system.
We do.
And a good fashioned proper Good Friday dinner, because Good Friday you can only eat fish. We're not religious, but it's tradition that's stuck with us. Joel is having marlin for dinner. Okay. If you watched our episode, I don't know, 3 or 4 episodes back, he caught the marlin.
I think that's the last, maybe the second last pack. There's not much left, it didn't last too long.
Yeah, but that's what he's having for dinner. We've had a bit of trouble with Savi with just showers coming through, so we're hoping, really hoping that the rain holds off until dinner is cooked. Yeah. Yeah. See how we go.
Couple of scallops, bit of marlin, happy days.
Perfect Good Friday dinner. You got your marlin all ready to go on the barbecue, babe?
Yep, just about.
Sounds like a good sear, hun.
Does. I would believe that it's very hot.
Definitely. Dinner served, hun.
Yep. Marlin, all cooked up.
We might be a bloody long way from the ocean, but who still says you can't have fresh fish?
Very true.
And for my favourite camping tradition.
Yep. Cooking up a couple of brevels. Jaffles.
Jaffles, they're on a fire, they're a jaffle.
Toasted sandwich.
Ah, divorce. It is not some shitty toasted sandwich.
Good job, man. Paintbrush.
Oh, it's alright.
Not that side.
It's mine, you know, I don't mind a bit of cooked up. What are you having on your jaffle this morning, honey?
Egg.
Egg. Going a bit fancy.
It does burn on one side, not cooked on the other.
Looks perfect to me.
And the eggy breville is done.
But is
Jaffle.
Jaffle.
Feels pretty cooked on the inside. Cut her open and see. That does not look promising. Just a little bit. Yeah, she's undercooked. That's not ideal.
Whoop-a-days.
Quick little fry up in the fry pan and we're good to go. Honestly, another 2 minutes in the fire, not even. Let it sit in the Breville and it probably would have cooked. So. Eggs are a bit hard to cook in one of them.
Fishing attempt day 2, honey?
Yep. Tying up another leader. Apparently the rocks around here really give your leader a hard time.
How many did you lose yesterday?
Lures?
Yeah.
2, 3.
You said fishing was a poor man's sport, eh?
Yeah.
And you're going with this little dude again?
Yep, that's what we caught the fish on yesterday. So we're going to go try where we fished yesterday morning because it looked really good. But with that lure.
Hope for the best.
Yeah.
But super sunny today, which is amazing for our camping trip, but
Not so good for fish.
no. What's for dinner, hun? Old chook.
Chook. Veggies. Typical
Camp oven dinner.
Easter Saturday. It's not that hot, but that's okay.
Not as important when you're doing the chook as the veggies.
Doesn't get as crispy. You can work on that.
We can. Yeah, veggies are peeled, chook's in. Now the best part of cooking a camp oven is you just get to kick back next to the fire and tend it.
Pretty much.
So to make our life a little bit easier this afternoon, since we need 2 camp ovens to cook dinner, we've got this little fire pit recently. It's from Camprite that we brought with us. We weren't really sure what the fire pit situation was going to be, and since we've got it with us, we're going to make the most of it. It clicks into this little base plate and build a little fire in it, and then Joel will put on the top little rack when the fire's going, and we'll cook our second camp oven on that one, which means everything is hot and fresh and lovely all to eat at the same time. We don't have to try and keep anything hot.
Which we generally do try and do, and it doesn't always work.
No. So since we have the option of being able to cook them both at the same time, and the option of trying out our beautiful little fire pit, because we haven't had a chance to use it yet, we're going to take it. Joel's just getting the other little bits and pieces out of the bag it comes in.
Solid bag too.
Do you know what? I was actually really impressed with that, because I cannot tell you the amount of times we've bought something and the first time you try and put something back in the bag, breaks straight away. Case in point, gazebo. We just got the standard gazebo bag with it when we bought it, and the very first time we put it away, the zipper just busted straight off it. So half the time we buy things purely on whether or not they have a good,
decent bag.
Yeah. First time we put it together, so we're a little bit unsure how it's all supposed to go together. All pretty straightforward, but probably.
I don't know.
I think you had it right. I just think that you have to make sure that the little doobie hickeys there, they're on the same doobie hickey on both sides.
Is that technical jargon, huh?
That is technical jargon. The doobiehickeys is the technical name. See, looks good to me. It's got a little square bit you pop in the bottom, which makes it a little easier to build a fire in as well. Looking pretty good, honey.
Yeah.
Nice little camprite fire pit. We'll get the fire started in it and put the camp oven on to get hot.
That's the plan.
Got the camp oven on the top rack and it's handling the weight like a champ.
Edges going in.
And just pulled the chook out and it turned out amazingly.
Sounds like you're doubting me, huh?
Hmm?
Sounds like you're doubting me.
Well, when the chicken stuck to the bottom there for a minute, I wasn't too sure how it was going to go. But you rescued it. Got a little overexcited because we pulled dinner off and wanted to eat it hot. But dinner is served and it is
delicious.
amazing. Baked pumpkins, sweet potato, and a baked chook with gravy to top it off.
Who says you can't eat good in the bush?
#1 bush meal by far. You know you have a good life when you get to lay in bed with this view out the tent door while Joel gets up and lights a fire ready to make you brekkie. Mixed it up a little bit this morning, fire's going. Joel has made scrambled eggs with bacon mixed in the frying pan, and then he's going to put it into a jaffle and cook it on the fire so we don't have any uncooked egg issues this morning.
We have bacon.
And we have bacon. What could go wrong? Right, we'll get this in a jaffle and see how it turns out.
And that is the finished product. Looks pretty awesome to me. Bacon and that scrambled egg breville. April's on the peanut butter.
We're going to try something a little different today. It's our last day here, unfortunately, and we thought we'd make the most of it and take our fire pit down to the river and have lunch right on the riverfront.
That's the plan.
So we have,
some snacks.
yeah, we got everything with us. Benefit of having a fridge in the car, nearly everything was already in the car anyway. And yeah, we're going to drive down a little bit to somewhere that's just a little bit nicer to sort of sit in that and light a fire, have a barbecue. Joel will suss out fishing abilities, I am sure. Even though he's lost that many lures this weekend, it is not funny.
It's not great.
Turn a cheap weekend camping into an expensive one based on what I'm going to have to replace in fishing tackle. Isn't that right, honey?
You get it.
You do. Joel's got the fire pit up in less time than it took me to spread the picnic blanket and get it lit. Really can't have a more picturesque spot for lunch, but well, they might be a little bit blackened on the outside, but
It's because Joel wasn't watching. Joel put it too big of a fire.
typical pyromaniac, can't build a little fire if his life depended on it. But nice lunch anyway with a view.
Yep. Safe and just in time.
We'll see. And lunch is served. And that is how you do lunch with a view.
Yep.
And an all good camping kits, deck of Uno cards.
Joel hasn't won a game yet.
So far this weekend we played Gin, Trivial Pursuit and now Uno, and I think Giles won one game of Gin. So he needs to win this game of Uno to...
Long walk back up that mountain, honey.
You know, the game that ends marriages. So I went to the loo and Giles dealt the last hand of cards. What did you do?
I rigged the game, gave myself a draw 4 and a draw 2.
And made sure I had none. And what happened?
And she still beat me.
I might walk off this mountain tomorrow, but Christ, I'm a winner. As we've just discovered when we tried to light the fire, it looks like we might have left the little axe at our lunchtime picnic spot today. So we're gonna go for a drive back and hope it's still there, because otherwise The fire might be a hell of a lot more difficult to light than...
Should be right.
Should be right. You're still backing yourself? Either way, we'd like the axe back, so... Unfortunately, it looks like someone picked it up this afternoon and we're down an axe.
That's alright. Shit happens.
Yeah. Just more firelighters, right? Tell the people what you did.
I may have hidden it under some stuff and forgot it was there. It was in the car.
Luckily the picnic spot wasn't a big drive. And now we have an axe for kindling.
Luckily, I checked.
Luckily, he checked.
I projected. Didn't see it. So.
Oh, vicious, just because I beat you at you-know.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, that's right. That whole thing was just a contrived little story, wasn't it?
Okay. Tree walk, honey. We all know you vertically challenged sometimes. That's the wrong. Vertically challenge isn't right. I don't know what I'm trying to say, people.
I've got no balance is what he's trying to say, and he's not wrong. Thin air, mown feet, a blade of grass. All has been known to trip me up. But now we can get the fire going, which is good because it's quite chilly. Since we do have the axe, we've gone a little bit fancy with our fire setup today. Joel's done a little crisscross pattern. Seems to be doing quite well.
It should go.
And well, by the looks of it.
Don't know the name of it. It's a Swedish technique.
Mix it up. Okay, it proves a quick and effective method of getting the fire lit.
In a big way. I will admit, I've tried it before. Doesn't work with round wood, clearly. This square mill off-cut stuff, pretty good.
And that's all she wrote.
Yep, nearly done.
Yeah, Charles just
finish strapping down and we'll be out of here.
Car's packed to the hilt again. Standard arguments of what came where have been had, but everything fitted back in. So,
that's the main thing.
As always, leave everything better than you found it.
Yep.
Never forget to check for those little stray bottle caps or chocky wrappers left in the dirt.
Yep, and just, yeah. Make sure you don't leave any rubbish behind.
Yeah.
One, it's no good for the environment, and two, that's what gets all these places shut down.
Yeah, and we really don't want that. Because we have had an epic weekend. We will be back.
Yeah, definitely recommend it. It's a bit of a wild drive in, but...
Yep. Halls Peak, Oxley, Wild River National Park is the go.
Yep.
Like I said, wild drive-in, so make sure you have low range four-wheel drive. It's not like rutty or anything like that, it's just vertical.
Steep. I definitely recommend coming here in summer because I reckon the bass fishing would be pretty crazy.
Yeah.
We only got the one, but the water's very cold.
It's cold, but we start to swim.
For bass, it's very cold.
For bass, it's very cold. For April, it wasn't too bad. As site-wise, you only have 13 sites here. This is Easter long weekend, and I reckon probably maximum of 10 at the busiest night we're taking.
Yeah. Sites 13 through 10 are probably the nicest sites.
As in like nice green grass, big nice open space. Area,
fire pit, table.
Yep. 4 and 5 for river access you won't beat.
Yeah, they're right on the river.
And 9 was pretty epic as well.
9 was nice too.
Yeah.
They're all pretty just basic. There's nothing there. It's just a just a bit of dirt. But
6, 7, 8 if you don't want to see another living human being, are probably the most isolated.
Same with 9.
Yeah.
9 was probably the nicest, most isolated riverfront site.
Yeah. If we were coming back in summer, we would probably go 9 for the river access. Giles says 7 for the fishing access. 9 and 10 aren't next to each other. They're at complete different ends. We think they've added on 10 through 13 relatively recently. Yeah, because they're pretty newish in the last sort of couple of years. Yeah, which is why 9's at the opposite end. Yeah. But yeah, that's our little rundown. They got drop toilets. We used a porta potty most of the weekend anyway because it is a little bit of a hike back to all drop toilets. They supply wood. Yeah. Get out here and check it out. Definitely recommend. Yeah. On our way home, we're going to see if we can check out some waterfalls and a few other bits and pieces. And we'll show you guys that, and we'll talk to you soon. Yeah. As they inevitably say, what goes down must come up. Back up the mountain. See
how crazy it is.
Deliberately haven't left the campsite all weekend, so we only had to do this once.
It's pretty steep coming down. It's going to be a bit wild going back up, I would imagine.
We've let the tyre pressure down, hopefully, so that'll help with traction, but wish us luck. Definitely